Hey, it's Brian Mudd. This is my cheat sheet for Monday, September 10th. The economy has become like one of those Verizon commercials, you know, can you hear me now moments? Because here's the can you hear me now moment. The economy will not get better, period, until we have more clarity and better policy out of Washington. Plain and simple. Every once in a while, when I see economists with numbers that are wildly higher than mine, that are on any number of issues from jobs created to energy prices to whatever, I see that my numbers look dramatically different, even though my track record simply speaks for itself. And go back in the archives of my cheat sheet. I called what was happening in the fall of 2008. I walked you right through it. I called the day that things would turn around in the stock market in March of 2009. I mean, I've done a lot of things over the course of time. That's my pat myself on the back moment, if you aren't terribly familiar and you haven't been around for the last several years. But I still doubt myself. It's human nature. When you do something that looks dramatically different than what other people do, you begin to doubt yourself. And so even I was beginning to wonder if I was missing something last week when any number of factors earlier in the week showed that maybe the situation with jobs are going to look better than they did on Friday. Never mind the fact that I couldn't get from here to there. In fact, going into the jobs report, I said that I thought that you would see downward revisions to previous jobs numbers because I simply didn't see how that many jobs have been created in previous months. And I was saying that we would see fewer jobs created than what was needed just to keep pace for last month, even though estimates were above that number. Well, the long and the short of it is, we know that the jobs number Friday was another enormous disappointment, including the lowest labor participation rate now that we've seen since 1981. You put all this together and it's not good. And while the unemployment rate, the government number, stands at 8.1%, you probably know by now the reason that it's even that low is because you have a record number of people that need work that are no longer on unemployment. Once you fall off unemployment, you're not counted anymore. And then you're just out there in the ethos. So what's the real unemployment rate? The real unemployment rate for the people who actually want work that don't have it is 11.1%. And the underemployment rate, those that are working either unemployed or working part-time that need full-time work, well, that number is now pushing over 18%. That's the real story. And as for the economy, well, you know, it was 3% in the fourth quarter last year. I mentioned in the first quarter it would be 2.2%. Came in at 2.0. I mentioned the second quarter it would be 1.6%. Right now we're at 1.7, and they have one more revision to go, so it'll probably be there. Well, my estimate for economic growth for the third quarter is 1.2%, meaning that the economy is still slowing down. In fact, over the first 3 quarters of this year, would have literally cut the growth rate more than in half from the end of last year. In other words, things are actually getting worse, not better. And that means that I don't know what the number would call Friday, but as poor as the overall labor report number was on Friday, I anticipate it's actually going to get a little bit worse. And again, things will not get better until we have more clarity and better policy out of Washington, plain and simple. Okay, generational disconnect. Here's one for you. Of those under the age of 22, 40% of them say that their retirement plan is inheritance from you. Inheritance, 40%. Which is going to be a little bit problematic if that's what younger people are counting on, because to begin with, only 16% of parents, of adults, are actually saying that they will be able to offer up any kind of an inheritance, let alone necessarily enough to be able to retire on. This is all part of the growing problem we have, and one of the very important reasons why 401k plans and other retirement vehicles very early in age are important. Make sure that your kids, as they get into the workforce, if there's a 401k or like plan available, make sure they're contributing. And if there's a company match, at the minimum, doing what they need to participate in that company match. Here's a reversal from Amazon on their Fire product. They had the 3 new Fires they announced last week. And I mentioned one of the annoyances there was that you couldn't opt out of the ads. Well, the uproar over that was such that Amazon over the weekend reversed course and are now saying that for $15 extra, you can pay not to have the ads turned on to any of the Fire products. Just remember, the one thing with these Fires, while they look to be decent products, is that Jeff Bezos, the CEO of Amazon, said it himself. They want to make money when consumers use the products, not by selling them, which is cool and all because it helps keep prices lower. But remember, that means that some of what these products will do will be geared towards their benefit, not necessarily yours. And Apple has a passbook feature that's coming to iOS 6 that's going to be super cool. It'll, among other things, keep boarding pass information, loyalty and rewards information right there. You will be able to literally just have your smartphone and get on certain flights, you see how many miles you have, book flights right there with your phone. Pretty cool. Delta and American are already on board. And by the way, there are other applications for this too. Other companies, loyalty rewards programs and such. Anyway, that's the cheat sheet for today. Enjoy yours. We'll see you tomorrow.